have learned from the journalists, we have learned from the unions, we've learned how they see the challenges of making change and addressing some of the issues, how to transform the daily practices of news making, because this is kind of far from our experience. We tend to work using time to dig deep into some issues and make research and read the materials and then write materials, but certainly there are a number of inputs that come from the profession, which is interrogating us in terms of how do we train the young people and the next generation to make sense and combine and balance the awareness that they acquire through a course like this with the challenges of bringing that into the practice and the profession. We decided to address in the class a number of issues that pertain to the project's topic. So we've been talking about media and democracy, we've talked about stereotypes in media in relation to gender issues, we talked about violence against women both in public life and in politics. We talked about the representation of LGBTQI+ communities and a number of other issues, including maybe more novel challenges that we're facing, like artificial intelligence. And then we had the opportunity to also engage with other projects, one of which, and for us this was very interesting, it's a European Horizon funded project. It's called Untwist. And one of the activities that they carry out is to do analysis of political party manifestos from a gender perspective.
What they're actually doing in the project is to analyze these manifestos from right-wing parties. And within this alliance that we established with the Unities project, they developed a coding scheme to analyze the manifestos of European parties. And our students at the University of Padova and our partner students, Croatia, Sweden, etc., tested this coding scheme, this tool that they developed. And they provided the Unities project with feedback, with ideas, with small results of what the analysis might look like, etc.
So students learned how to do the coding, what is a coding, what is a party manifesto, and then also how to apply this coding in reading some documents, which we normally, even as citizens, even when we go to vote, we tend to overlook. And it's been interesting to hear some of the comments by students who were really surprised and also enlightened somehow by doing this kind of activity, because they really realize how important it is for us as citizens to have a good sense of the vision and the proposal that comes from political forces, and also for them to realize how little awareness of gender issues and how little awareness of the potentiality that parties would have in promoting gender equality. So this was one of the learning aspects. And the other learning aspect was by applying the coding in this analysis, they were able to reflect on some of the shortcomings and then to make their own recommendations on how to improve this coding, which then had actually happened. So that was an unexpected contribution that students managed to give to another European project, whereby the final coding scheme embedded some of the recommendations that came from the class.